Thank you, Supriya, and thank you, Dhaval and all the IM Punjab team for inviting me to deliver a talk on growth hacking. So, regular basis के अंदर we do work on technologies on regular basis, right? हम लोग सुबह से लेकर शाम तक we are surrounded with technologies, and we use these technologies to make our work easier. So, normally, बहुत जो भी लोग business कर रहे हैं, startup कर रहे हैं, so they have just come up with this ideas कि भाई एक idea है इसको हमें solution बनाना है to reach out to audience and all. So to do that they have to do a lot of hard work. So बहुत सारी चीजें मैन्युअली करनी पड़ती हैं starting with Excel sheets and PPTs and everything. So I think वो जो headache था to creating and people who are just newbies जो नए नए लोग हैं जिनको ये पता नहीं है exactly ये वर्क कैसे करता है कैसा बनाना चाहिए सही है या गलत है and all this right. So I think उसका एक बहुत अच्छा solution आ गया है जो ये लेटेस्ट tools हैं जिसका इस्तेमाल हम लोग कर सकते हैं. We can use this tool to make our life easier on day-to-day basis. And not just creating an actually a product or a solution, also things that we do to actually run our businesses, right? To we can increase the productivity of our business, we can increase the productivity of every individual or team members, and to enhance an efficiency of actually individual to the whole organization. So बहुत सारे tools, technologies हम लोग आज discuss करने वाले हैं. We have different segments and बहुत सारे tools हैं इसमें मैं कुछ tools के बारे में discuss करना चाहूंगा और कुछ hands on भी बताऊंगा. बहुत सारे tools ऐसे हैं जिसे मैंने भी इतने यूज नहीं किए बट या मैं थोड़ा आपको ओवरव्यू जरूर बताऊंगा कि कौन से टूल हैं क्या काम करते हैं किस तरीके से काम करते हैं how it will actually help you out to make your work effortless. So let's start with starting with basic websites, and I would say there are service providers which you guys can use it to build or empower your startup or small businesses. So I think which is very common to do this thing like on regular basis. That whenever we create a business, whenever we start a business, so we're required to host a website. We have to create a website. Right? So creating a website is easy. Sometimes it is there are a lot of website actually which is available in the market. Using that, we can just uh, you know uh, we can have a landing page and all this thing. It's very easy, and there are templates available in the market. We can just copy paste the template, make this some little bit of edits, and the website is ready. Now, hosting is a huge issue where we don't know actually where to host a website which is appropriate, and most of them are costly. So, for that, there are a few websites I would like to share today, and starting with this website which is very famous and which are very famous cloud platforms that you might can use it for almost free of charge or having credit of a good amount of money. So starting with Amazon AWS, so they are for startup purposes specifically they are giving an credit of $5,000 if you're a startup in Startup India and you are registered with any particular any kind of incubation center. So I think you can leverage this program where you have to apply for this Amazon active program and you guys can get the credit. I'll show you the website and all that is there. Also, Google Cloud also provide $2,000 credit. $2,000 का credit मिलता है उसमें. If you are an individual, so you guys can take credit of up to $500. $500 का आपको credit मिलेगा जिसमें आप जो सर्विस यूज करोगे इसकी वेबसाइट होस्टिंग सर्विस यूज करोगे so उसमें $500 तक आपका बिल नहीं आएगा. लेकिन अगर आपका स्टार्टअप है you guys can register for startup as well, so you will get a credit of $2,000 in Google Cloud Service platforms as well. Similarly, if you are using the Azure, so they are giving an credit of around $150,000 up to, right, and from different phases. I also show that कैसे होता है किस तरीके से मिल सकता है. And if you want to use Digital Ocean, so यहाँ पे startup का credit नहीं है, startup accounts ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. But yes, as an individual, you guys can leverage of around $200. तो ये आप बेसिकली टेस्ट के लिए आप कर सकते ट्राई कर सकते हैं और टेस्ट केसेस के लिए कि भाई काम करता है नहीं करता है ऑल दिस. सो यू गाइस कैन कंपेयर डिपेंड्स कि आपको किस चीज के लिए ये सर्वर चाहिए. आपको क्या होस्ट करना है वहां पे क्या होने वाला है चाहे वो डेटा माइनिंग हो डेटा वेयरहाउसिंग हो चाहे वो एनालिटिक्स हो आपको सर्वलेस चाहिए क्या भी चीज अलग अलग चीजें राइट एआई मॉडल्स आपको रन करने हैं तो उसके बेसिस पे आप अपना रिक्वायरमेंट के बेसिस पे आप सर्वर को भी चूज कर सकते हैं एंड उसके हिसाब से यू कैन लेवरेज दिस website services credits that you want to use it. Just give me a second, let me share my screen. Another screen.
विरल किसी का बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग क्वेश्चन है बिफोर वी डिस्कस
Yeah.
द गो थ्रू द किसी ने पूछा है कि शुड वी एट व्हाट इनिशियल स्टेज शुड वी ओन सर्वर्स और नॉट। तो आप किसी को ये थोड़ा बता सकते हैं किस स्टेज पे सर्वर्स होने चाहिए। जैसे यहाँ जो एंटरप्रेन्योर्स हैं स्टार्टअप्स हैं वो अलग अलग स्टेजेस से हैं। तो कई बिगिनिंग स्टेज पे है दे डोंट नो एंड इट विल बी ग्रेट टू गाइड कि एट व्हाट स्टेज विल दे रिक्वायर अ सर्वर।
सो आई थिंक सर्वर तभी चाहिए होगा जब आपको एक्चुअली प्रोडक्ट हो आपके पास रेडी या वेबसाइट हो। एंड आई थिंक वेबसाइट के लिए एक सिंगल वन पेजर वेबसाइट के लिए आई डोंट थिंक सो यू विल रिक्वायर दिस बल्कि सर्वर्स, राइट? बिकॉज ये सर्वर ऐसे हैं, ये डायनेमिक सर्वर्स हैं। आपको मैं कहूंगा कि अगर 100 यूजर्स से 10,000 यूजर्स का ग्रोथ लग रहा है आपको नेक्स्ट 3 से 6 महीने के अंदर, तो यू शुड यूज दिस यूज दिस AWS servers. Otherwise, you can opt for any website or hosting provider like Hostinger or GoDaddy. तो जहाँ पे आप सिंगल पेजर वेबसाइट आप होस्ट कर सकते हैं कॉस्ट टू लेस। सो ये एक्चुअली आपको अगर वो उसकी बात करें तो then cost you around 6 to 7 thousand rupees for an year, where you will be having a website and some other database, small databases, but not that interactive. So if you are thinking that every day you are getting at least 10, on an average 10 user on your platform, so I think you should shift to AWS or any kind of other service providers instead of GoDaddy. So GoDaddy is hosting all this website actually provides this hosting services, which is website which should be hosted like mostly one pager website or small interactive website जहाँ पे थोड़ा animation रखा है या interaction आपने रखा है. So that is appropriate to use if you are using this kind of website and hosting this kind of website. But let's say if you have a on your website. So I think you should use AWS, Google Cloud or Azure. And also there are dynamics here. So there are a lot of other feasibilities that is can be added or can be used in this kind of servers because these are like cloud-based servers and they are in dynamic in positions. So again, let's say if you are having let's say 100 users per day आपकी website पे आ रहे हैं and suddenly you come up with some offers and suddenly your website goes viral and then you are getting let's say 10,000 or 50,000 users on your website. So you can dynamically arrange the resources and then your website won't go down or won't crash, right? So ऐसा नहीं होगा. So जो कि अगर GoDaddy में या कोई और सर्विस में हम लोग जो होस्टिंग ले रहे हैं स्पेसिफिकली लिमिटेड यूजेज के साथ लिमिटेड रैम के साथ, सी एवरीथिंग इज लाइक वहाँ पे कहते हैं सब कुछ अनलिमिटेड होता है बट वहाँ होता नहीं है, राइट? वहाँ पे अगर होस्टिंग की बात करें स्पेस की बात or something, let's say 1 GB of RAM is also there, राइट? सो 500 GB से 500 MB से शुरू होता है. सो ना वहाँ पे ऐसा होता है कि अगर लिमिटेड रिसोर्सेज हैं दैट्स ओके, बट अगर आपको लग रहा है डायनामिक यूजर्स आने वाले हैं, बहुत ज्यादा आ सकते हैं कभी भी, सो आई थिंक यू कैन यूज दिस AWS और एनी काइंड ऑफ अदर सर्विस प्रोवाइडर व्हिच कैन गिव यू एन डायनामिक प्रोप्राइटरीज जहाँ पर कभी भी कुछ भी हो सकता है, राइट? ऑल्सो इफ यू वांट टू यूज और सेट अप योर वी कैन से डेटा वेयरहाउस और डेटा माइनिंग करना है, AI एनेबल टूल्स आपको रखने हैं यहाँ पे, मशीन लर्निंग या AI एनेबल टूल्स आपको रन करवाने हैं या फिर एस्टेब्लिश करने हैं फॉर टेस्टिंग एंड अदर पर्पसेस, तो यू शुड यूज any kind of other cloud services like AWS, Google Cloud, Azure, or DigitalOcean. Now, if we talk about this Amazon AWS startup scheme that I was talking about, so यहाँ पे you guys can see. uh, So AWS Activate is the program from Amazon where you can actually apply for this Amazon credits, right? So यहाँ पे you can apply for, as they are saying that they are ready to give around credit for up to $100,000, right? But इतना तो up to नहीं मिलता है. But on an average, I can say this thing in starting, yes, specifically if you are associated with directly with any incubation center, so you will for sure you are getting around $5,000 credit for your initially for your servers, right? So वो आपको पक्का मिलने वाला है If you are getting an AWS server and you're getting a $5,000 credit. Yes, obviously there after that, if you think so that you'll look at some more credits, and you can again connect this AWS Activate program can be based on the whole AWS infrastructure only and will require more credits. They might give you after their regressive process of verification, and they want to promote you or not. Basically, they have these programs to promote startups and obviously promote themselves as well, right? So that's why they'll review it regressively, and then will let you know that yes, are you able to get the credit or not. Then similarly, there are Google credit as well, Google Credit as well. So you can apply for Google Cloud Storage Program. So where first as a startup, by the way. So if you're a startup and you want some Google credits, so on an average as an individual you will get a credit of $500. $500 का क्रेडिट आपको मिलता ही है अगर एज इंडिविजुअल आप यूजर ज्वाइन इन करते हैं वो क्लाउड प्लेटफॉर्म को इनिशियली विदाउट एनी डॉक्यूमेंटेशन. बट if you are a startup and you for 2 years. But again, they'll have to meet all the criteria and all. Also, if you again associate with any incubation centers, so up to $2,000 credit to आराम से मिलता ही है that you can actually get it. So ये है also they have this different programs that they are coming up with. So जहाँ पर you will get a credit for $200 for skill certification program as well. So वो भी एक आप try कर सकते हैं. Then what you can use it. Then, as I was saying about Azure, Microsoft Azure, so Azure says that they are ready to Microsoft says that they are ready to give an credit of $250,000 for your startup if you have a startup. So you can see here they have bifurcated the whole amount, and they has mentioned this thing. If you are in ideation stage, you'll get a $1,000 credit, and then if you want to it. And then if you are growing stage, then we'll give you an $25,000. And then above that, they want to scale it. So they'll give you a credit of $150,000. Now, they have again, they also have this program where they focus on empowering startups. And you have to go through that program only. Then and then only you will be getting this credits. And also, up to some level, they'll give you free things. And then later, on, if you want some more things from Microsoft service providers, so I think you have to do an tie-up, and I think you have to share some equity as well, as I have discussed with few people who are already using all their credits and services from Microsoft. So they will be one of the stakeholder in your side. So that is also a thing. If you are
विरल एक फीडबैक है अगर आप थोड़ा सा माइक के साथ में आपकी आवाज बीच में ब्रेक हो रही है तो needs to be slightly clearer and closer.
okay, just give me a second, let me change the one mic.
Sorry for a minute. एंड ये पार्टिसिपेंट्स के लिए क्वेश्चन है कि आप सबको इस प्लेटफॉर्म के बारे में और क्रेडिट्स जो आपको मिल सकते हैं एज एन इंडिविजुअल के बारे में पता था या आप अभी डिस्कवर कर रहे हैं और कोई है ऐसा जिसने पहले इसको अप्लाई किया हुआ है. सो एनीवन हु हैज यूज्ड AWS क्रेडिट्स बिफोर कैन आल्सो शेयर देयर लर्निंग्स. Seems like chat में कोई problem आ रही है. I'll just activate the chat so that we can use the Q&A for Q&As only, and we can keep the chat bot section open for all the generic conversations as well. Viral, is everything okay? Participants, could you just check if the chat option is open? And I'd like to know who all have used Azure before. If you can just answer on the chat option with a yes, it will give us an idea on how many people are already using Azure credits for their setup. Okay, Bhanu replied no. Vishal also said no.
Hello,
Vipin,
hello.
no. Okay, perfect. So that means the chat is also open and a
Hello, hello,
couple of
hello.
new things. Yeah, Viral, we can hear you.
Yes, okay, great.
Much better.
Okay.
Okay. So interestingly, I was just while we were waiting for you to reconnect, I was just
Yeah.
taking a vote on how many people have used Azure credits before. So a couple of yes and no's, a lot of no's as well. That means अभी फिर discover कर रहे हैं. AWS के बारे में फिर भी ज़्यादा पता है. And some of Ajay mentions that it's awesome. Technical advisories A plus plus. सो काफी सारी डिस्कवरेबिलिटी प्लेटफॉर्म्स हम इस चैट में कवर करेंगे. Viral, just we can do an overview because there'll be so many platforms. We can take one specific question and then move on to the next ones as per your presentation so that we can cover most of the agenda.
Okay, so just for next from uh, I think there is no specific questions. Let me check again. Yeah. Okay, you
What
have
is the
questions.
so I'll cover some questions. What is the best way or platform to manage leads, which is affordable, or should create my own? Should I create my own software or not? So
Okay.
Manjeet has a question
So I'll be covering that point
later.
actually in my presentation. Yeah.
So Shivan Sethi has a question and he says, I've used all the platforms in the past. Most of the credits went unused because the product was at a very nascent stage. So how do we do that? How does
Uh,
one utilize this credits when the product is not really ready for using the credits and it's at a
yeah.
certain stipulated time?
Yeah. So as I mentioned, so this companies actually provide smaller credit for individual or initial stage basis. Where let's say if we talk about Amazon, so again Amazon also give a $500 credit if you want to start with basic which is a prototyping stage of your startup, right? Similarly, even Google Cloud also given $500 credit. Similarly, this DigitalOcean also give $200, right? So if you think that let's first of all utilize that $500 credits first, and if the $500 credit is being utilized appropriately, and if you think and you wanna want more and for taking up to your prototype stage to actually creating a product, and it will require some resources, and it will, yes, according to the billing that you have seen in last 6 months, so you can actually think about that, and then you can opt for a $5,000 credit, right? So that is the best way to actually utilize the $5,000 credit. Otherwise, as you mentioned, so a lot of people do that. They take $5,000 credits and they won't be using more than $1,000. So it will get waste, right? So instead of that, go with initial $500 credit, which is initially get free for actually open for everyone.
Okay. Thank you. The next question is, how much will it cost for 25 users visit the website in a day, and it's a real estate portal. So very dynamic and for a particular city. So उनका scale कम है, but उनके पास 25 users visit आते हैं. So उनके लिए कौन सा मतलब what is the approximate cost and should one take a server in this case or other free credits में हो जाएगा?
Yeah. So I think as I was mentioning about GoDaddy or Hostinger, right? So I think that will be enough for your website if you want to host a website. So instead of going for Amazon or other service providers, because it will be also difficult for you to set up the whole website and then only few users are actually coming to your website. So instead of that, we can go for GoDaddy or Hostinger service provider. We can easily set the website there using this cPanel and all. So it can be easily done.
Perfect. Viral, we've taken most of the questions on this platform, so let's move on for the overview
Yeah,
of the next.
yeah.
And in case किसी के questions रह गए हैं तो हम बाद में cover करेंगे.
Okay, so let's talk about mailing then. So as a startup or as a company, we obviously would like to interact with our users or customer or potential customers or clients. So we'll require mailing service providers, right? So when we send a normal emails and we want to send a bulk email, so most of the time it happens that in our mail got into spams or it is blacklisted and all, right? And we cannot send in bulk emails. So the best solutions are, I think, they are listed here in this presentation. So you can use Mailchimp, Mailmeteor, Mailjet, SendGrid, Aweber, Customer.io, Drip Campaign, and Campaign Manager. So I'll quickly go through a few of them and also show you how to manage it very easily. My best favorite is Mailchimp. I'll show you. So
Viral, we'd like to know your recommendation और आपने जहाँ जहाँ यूज किया है आपको क्या परफॉर्मेंस में लगता है एंड व्हाई वुड यू रिकमेंड वन प्लेटफॉर्म ऑल्सो थोड़ा कॉस्ट बेनिफिट के बारे में अगर बता पाएंगे तो वो सबको हेल्प करेगा थोड़ा पर्सपेक्टिव से भी
okay, okay. So, if I compare, so as you can see here, I already use Mailchimp a lot. मेरे जितने भी मेलर्स हैं हमारे कम्युनिटी के मेल्स हैं एंड हम लोग रेगुलर बेसिस पे भी यूज Mailchimp where initially the emails that we are sending it on like per monthly basis depends on that obviously. The point is if we are using mailers, then number of emails that you will be sending per month to your user or customers. उसके हिसाब से you guys can use it, and most of them initially give few emails for free or a minimum cost, right? So like if you talk about Mailchimp, so they gives initially they used to like give it around you can add around 2,000 email addresses and details in your contact list, and then you guys can send around 10,000 emails per month. Now they have reduced the emails as well and reduced the number of contact that you can add in your mailing list. So it is very easy to use. By the way, let me quickly go through this Mailchimp, and I'll also compare this Mailchimp with other platforms as well. So if you got Mailchimp, so it's very easy to use it. You can create a campaign. There are templates available. You guys can use. You can create a campaign. So like you can see here, we send an emails on every monthly basis, and we have some events that we actually organize where we send a confirmation email and then invitation emails and all the same. So there are the camp. You can see here the different campaigns that we have created, and also give you insights as well, number of email that you have sent and how many of emails are actually open, and then also number of clicks actually happen on that email, right? So you guys can check here. You can see this thing very easily, right? So number of emails sent, and then number of email open, and then number of email that got clicked, right? So we have, regular basis we send these emails to our participant to our community events, right? Now, these are the campaigns that you can create. And let's say if you want to create a campaign, new campaign, so it's very easy to do. So you can just, take any kind of an template that is already available, or you can use your own template as well. And also you can, set the sign up form in your website as well. So you can actually create directly the emailers, like, subscribe emailers here in the, in this MailChimp directly from your website. Don't have to do manually, right? So usually people keep this Google form kind of a thing in their website, then take registration or subscription of the people on their service provider services, and then copy paste it and create an Excel sheet, and then again from Excel sheet to emailers and then send emails, right? So instead of that, you can directly use Mailchimp. Also, you can add audiences, as I mentioned. So you can add 2,000 people very easily in your contact list, and you can manage it for free, by the way. This is just for free. And also talk about pricing later on. But yeah, so 2,000 email address quantities you can easily add it for free. And then if you want to add further, then you have to go for different pricing models. Then it's a premium model that they are using, right? And also there are, you can see sign up forms are there, and then you can also segment the whole user, that people who are gonna send the mail. You can take surveys from them as well, and other things. Right? And also you guys can check the analytics. Mm, as I was showing that number of emails sent and people who clicked on it and respond that we have got an emails on which links were open and everything. You guys can actually check it here in your analytics part and your every campaigns. Actually. Then you can create contents. You can also integrate out of other services. You can see you can integrate with Shopify, Typeform, other forms and other services. Google Businesses, Google Analytics, Facebook, and everything. You guys can also integrate this kind of services to Mailchimp or Mailchimp to these services. So you can use that. Also, you can sync contacts from multiple service providers like SurveyMonkey, WordPress, Eventbrite, and Mailmunch and all. Just let me quickly go through the template email templates. So
This is a very interesting section, and I'd personally like to kind of speak about the templates part, because what happens is you might have a great data you're sitting on, but if you're not able to create in the most efficient way, especially as a startup founder, you're looking at sending it to the right people, also creating it, also managing copy. MailChimp and more of these softwares we can discuss more on forward. They already have pre-decided templates. That means you want a text and an image, you only want an image, you want something which are multiple images, collages coming together. So there are multiple options, and you can change the font style, everything, and alter as well. Probably alter the blocks as well. So I'll have Viral kind of share one example of what he's opened here.
yeah,
But it's a great
so
example, especially when you're trying to create an emailer. An emailer has to be different from what your social media post is. That's the thumb rule. It has to have information which is more descriptive from a content perspective, and visually you can have an overlap between your social media post and an emailer. But there is this platform will help you differentiate that as well. Viral, over to you.
yeah, so exactly, Supriya, as you mentioned, so you guys can actually, these are very easy to create. So instead of creating a whole thing in HTML format or headache in when you create an email, right? So this is templates are ready, and there are drag and drop things blocks are there, right? So if you wanna insert text sections, you guys can drag and drop that in text section here. If you wanna add image part, you can add image here. If you wanna add collab image, you can do that as well. If you wanna specifically mention social media accounts and everything, links there, you can do that. You guys can also add buttons and photos and everything. Even if you wanna add some code as well, you guys can do that. And if you wanna add video sections as well, you can do that. And you can style the whole, by the way, email as well. So here I'll show you just the common email format that we use to just to share people that yes they have it's for the event and yes we are giving an information to them, and they guys can attend, this guys can attend the event and reach out to us whenever they want. So here you can see a small text contents that yes, the confirmation of your session and links that they guys can join into. You guys have query during the event and event poster that will be the speakers and all, and then details that who will be speaker on what they'll be talking about and details link to join in and everything to instruction. So it's very simple email, right? So it is, and also just social media accounts that people can actually join in, follow us on social media accounts, and a disclaimer if you want to add, right? Very simple email. It is just kind of an to the point kind of an email where we would like to share about these things. Event is this, a speaker are there. Be here you can join in and it's done. Right. Similarly, you guys can create an also email for your let's say products, or services, offers and all. You guys can easily do it using this Mailchimp, right? So template is already there. A lot of the templates already there, and if you wanna create your own, you guys can also do that. Let me show you some templates that they have default templates.
Viral, any experience you can touch upon SendGrid? So Ajay on the chat mentioned that I have
Yeah.
integrated SendGrid with most of them. It's one best in terms of security. So we'd love to know your views as well on that.
Yes, yes, yes. So I think SendGrid is good, but little bit things are complicated with SendGrid. As Mailchimp is very easy to use and user friendly, but SendGrid is actually a little bit complicated. And also, if you wanna send emails to someone, you have to. It's kind of a headache to actually create the template and then send it. And also, it doesn't send directly to all of them, and It takes time to actually send. And there are so send is good, by the way, if you are a tech guy. But for non-tech guy, I think it is a bit complicated for user accessibility scenarios, I would say that. So if you are a user and if you are a normal user, non-tech background, and then you want to use SendGrid, so it's a little bit complicated to actually use SendGrid, right? But yes, I think let me just spectrum management. And you can see mention. Yes, you guys, you can connect issue to email.
Viral, Monica on the chat has a question. So Monica, you can kind of look through the MailChimp platform itself and you can see the features which are available for free as well as what is in the paid version. Usually on a paid version, some of the features may vary, but your basics in creating templates will always be there. On a free version, you will be limited to a certain sendouts and certain contacts you can have on the platform. But features to start with will be there. And of course, with paid versions, your feature one or two features may vary, but mostly the pricing plans varies according to. Perfect. Thanks for bringing it up. In terms of what are your numbers, number of sendouts, as well as how many contacts you have on the software.
So what you guys can do is, so if you have a, like, let's say business email, or right, so you have to just add that business email here in Mailchimp, and it'll be sending you from your this email account to your basically business email account to the audience, right? So you have to just change some SPF records, and also add some mailer in your mailer service provider, right? So there are mail extensions, by the way. So in mail server, you have to set the things up straight. So if you're sending emails actually, so it does not go to spams if you appropriately configured the mailers, right? So that won't go in like spams. And also in Mailchimp as well. So most of them, and they also guarantee this thing, that the emails that you are using it and sending it to Mailchimp won't go to spams. If you're going to spam, there must be another reasons because of your email service provider that you want got the email from, right? So this is mailing services. They do not provide emails as in your email address as business email. So for business email, actually the things goes wrong, and the email goes to spam. So there the problem actually. So for mailers, yes. Also, there are a few tips that they usually share. That is, if you are sending an email and if you don't want your email go to spam, so you can actually use an appropriate word which doesn't get into the keywords of spam list, right? So there are list of words for spam actually. So if you are sending an email, and obviously you might be getting a lot of emails, right? And most of them goes to spam because the words that they have used it in the email, like kind of an urgency or importance and all this thing, right? So avoid that words, I think so. That will help you out to not sending your email in a inbox, regular inbox, primary inbox instead of spam folder. And you can see pricing here. So which is, I think, I have checked, and it is very comparative with other service provider, which is a bare minimum pricing in mailers. And again, this price is also, they hyped the price recently in around 6 months ago or 1 year ago. But yeah, they are still recording the services in minimum price, I think. So lowest price actually, right, if you compare with other service providers. So
Uh,
yes.
Viral, maybe you touched upon something very interesting and like a hack, truly, that there are some keywords which one should avoid or a checklist which is there so that the emails don't go in spam. Because even if they're not I mean, we're using softwares where some of them may go into spam, like using urgent. Today, there are some keywords which are identified, and if you keep repeating it again and again, the software will automatically go in spam. So if there's anything like a ready list or a ready reckoner, and if you can share that in the chat later in the time frame, we'd like to share it with our participants, or we can do it after the session as well. So if you have anything which is available, we can take it forward accordingly.
So, I think the few words that I think you also mentioned this thing, that, important, and then, urgency, kind of the words we use when we want to show urgency, right? Also, kind of a lottery and other words. Right? These are very common words that people get as in spam emails, right? So, hello, you have won something, right? Or you want some lotteries or something, or in the sense showing the sense of urgency. So now even these email service providers, like Amazon, sorry, like Google and Outlook and other service providers, they also understand that this kind of words that people are using, most of them are spams, right? So now even there, our emails, the regular emails are also AI powered. So this is, I think, if you're trying to write an email, so most of the time it emails actually write things up automatically because they know the words that you are using, going to use it, right? They'll show you some suggestions, right? They want to use or complete your sentence with these words, right? So because this, they also empowered and powered their basically the whole email engine with AI tools, right? So they know the possible number of words, right? Similarly, they have come up with this list of words and also the sentence that people use to show the sense of urgency and then spammings, right? So they have done that. And also, if you want, I can surely share the list of spam keywords that you should
Yeah.
avoid to send in or write in your email.
So just for all the participants, we will be sharing the presentation, which is what we're going through. And Viral, if you could add those keywords in the presentation so that that docket goes to all the participants. There will also be a recording of the live video, which will be shared eventually. But we'd like to kind of stay connected in terms of the engagement you would and the question answers we can do while we're taking the session. Before we go on to the next topic, Varil, if you could answer, how can we connect G Suite if there is any possibility of connecting G Suite with MailChimp?
So yes, so I think as I was showing the integration section in my account. So in integration section, you guys can go there and then integrate your account with log in with Gmail account with Mailchimp and then integrate the settings. It can be done. Um,
Perfect. Can we move on to the
yes,
slide?
yeah, yeah. Fine. So there are other website that you might be using it for mailing service. And let's say if you want to run a proper campaign, right? I suggest that also try to look for Campaign Monitor website, which is very good. I mean, yes, obviously it's paid. There is no free thing in Campaign Monitor, but they give a trial version of 15 days. You can try that, and if it is suitable for your business, then you should use it. Okay, then let's say if you wanna send messages to your customers or clients, right? So you guys can try this Message 91 customer.ai website or Kelvio. So Kelvio actually provide both the things, email as well as SMSs, right? So you guys can also explore that as well. And just let me quickly show you the website Kelvio. And also, yes, if you are focusing on you have business on e-commerce, right? So you should use this, try just this thing once, right? Direct website for emails. And campaign monitor, I was trying to show the demo, but yes, I don't have time to show it. But yes, Calvio, this is a website we will require and business email, by the way, and you can try to use it for temporary, like for trial version, and it gives you both the option to send even messages as well and email as well. So this is also a good option for engaging both the things together at one place only instead of using two different services. Then CRM. So let's say if you are using, you are managing the whole company and you have more than 10 to 15, or we can say 50. Let's take an average of 15 people, right? Let's say if you are having 15 employees in house, right? And it is obviously it doesn't headache to manage whole thing, right? Headache the whole employee and all the payroll management system and a lot of other stuff, right? Billings and everything, and emails as well. So there are few CRMs which actually helps you to manage the whole company and do things automated as well. So you guys can try this services by Zoho. So they are actually providing a lot of other inbuilt only. So they have this Zoho have this CRM platform where they have multiple options of different service that you might get. You guys can opt for. So let's say if you wanna set the emails as well, you guys can do that. If you wanna set up the help desk software, you guys can do that. To manage the HR process, the whole HR management system, you guys can do that here in Zoho products. And also, let's say you wanna resources, you build the resources, you guys can do that. Manage the books for financial everything, right? So you can also do that. To maintain the project or project management, you guys also can do that here in Zoho platform. And team collaboration work and communication, internal communication, you guys can use Zoho. Zoho actually for startup they are giving credit around I think about for 50,000 rupees I think so, But you just like to please, I'm not sure, but please go and verify. And also they are Zoho are also associated with a lot of startup ecosystem, sorry, incubation and startup ecosystem. So you guys also take benefit from your, let's say, incubation center that might have associated with Zoho. So they are giving good amount of credit for using Zoho services. And also directly as well, they are trying to do that. So you can also check for that as well. Here you can see in even sales as well. So they have everything for sales, marketing, support, customer support, finance part, email collaboration, HR, legal department, security, BI analytics, project management, almost all the things. So they have the Zoho suits have everything. Obviously, I won't suggest they try everything, but yes, if you find things appropriately and if it is in your budget, then you should opt for one thing after another, right? But yes, there are a lot of other service provider, different service provider provide different services. But if you don't want to go for like various projects and various tools, sorry, various tools and various service providers, then there is an one-stop solution basically. Zoho has a one-stop solution. Similarly, there is Zendesk. Then there are other service providers like Freshwork is also there, right? HubSpot is also there. So even you guys can try to use HubSpot and Zendesk as well. So HubSpot, again, this requires this official company emails. So I don't want to get spams from all these companies. That's why I'm not logged into everyone everywhere. But yes, so Zendesk is also good for project management and managing the whole company if you're a small company, right? Yes, if you are a big company, I think, and then I suggest more than 50 employees, then I suggest Zoho, try Zoho. But if you're less than 15 people, then you should try Zendesk or HubSpot. Then if you wanna, yeah, so these are the tools that CRMs that you might use as a try. Okay. And if you wanna also maintain,
Viral, I have a question.
yes,
What is the best mailing in a CRM connect? So sometimes CRM is different. So a lot of times the CRMs also have started integrating the mailing softwares as well, because it happens like MailChimp and Zoho can work together.
yes.
Or if any recommendation you'd like to put across, because a lot of times business owners would want to use one platform, single platform for best one usage. Second, also cost benefit, because you're going to be using a lot of other spending a lot more in terms of subscriptions, etc. So if you can recommend a perfect combination for using emailer plus CRM.
So you can try MailChimp and Google Business, right? So Google Business have also there are a lot of features that service basically they are providing Google, like Google Drives and meeting Google Meets and Google Calendars and also emails, right? So Google emails, you guys can use Google Business emails and MailChimp, and you can integrate with Zoho. And also Zoho, you can use Zoho to integrate with a lot of other service providers, also project management tool as well. Like you can integrate Slack with Zoho. Similarly, there are a lot of other projects, Asana and all this thing, project management tools are there. So you guys can integrate this thing. So a lot of companies are started this integration program very easy to do it for the customer, because customer don't want all the services from single platform, right? So that's why they understand. And then later on it becomes headache to obviously the users to integrating or they're getting the data, downloading the data, and then uploading data again. So they have this company that actually started collaboration and workplaces where you guys can actually integrate the two different companies or even competitors, or sometimes it happens, right? So you can integrate this both the softwares, and then you can obviously work on your whole projects and campaigns that you want to run it. And obviously it makes things a little bit cost effective, because sometimes few companies are like providing services for higher prices and few are in low prices. But if they both are integrating the services to each other, so I think it will be obviously helpful for the end users. So then, if you let's say if you have a lot of you go to a lot of meetings and events, right, and you meet a lot of people, and now most of them you have a lot of people visiting card details and information and all, and you want to send it and attach in your mailer and then send the emails that hi. It was nice meeting you and all this thing. To start the conversation, basically, icebreaker kind of a thing. Then you should try this drop contact website for that. And this website is Keep. So Keep actually helps things make all the whole things, the whole CRM thing, most of the types and most of the things in automated section. So things that we're gonna do in CRM, and most of the time it is kind of again whole man force that you have to use it, and you have to take time, give some times and all. So you guys, if you wanna do it, you guys can actually do automate. Right, automate all the tasks and everything. So you can try this Keep website, which actually provides all the things in automation mode. So you can just automate the whole process, and it will be very easy to manage it for you later on. Then let's say if we talk about project management, as we were talking about project management. So there are a lot of tools that you guys can use it or try it. So Jira is a non-technical for non-technical people. It's a very, again, people actually do certification courses to understand work in Jira. So I don't suggest that, but yes, you guys can use Trello, Asana, very effective to use, very easy to understand, a very good UI, and very easy to access and understand. So Trello is there, Asana you guys can try. Then Airtable and Task. Airtable I'll recommend. Taskade is good. There is new this tool is there, Monday.com. There's a good website which actually manage whole things up for you very easily. And now there are a few AI-based tools as well. Tara.ai, Asta.ai, and Mage.ai. So again, I'll recommend you to try Mage.ai. So quickly, I'll show you these websites. And Trello is very easy to use. So I'll show you my Trello. I work on Trello because I prefer, like, I personally prefer Trello. So it's very easy to use it. You can create in different teams here, and then you guys can assign works to people, and it is very easy to create and do. So you can see here we have a creative team, a developer team, marketing team, operations team, and security team, right? Then also there is a war zone section. So everyone is there, and then we have a lot of the stuff we do on an active phases, right? So there is also there. So let me show you a creative team. Right. So here you can see, you guys can change the background and everything. So let's say if I am, so it's like kind of a sticky note kind of a thing when you keep in your office, right? So on your office table. So things to do, things that we are working on, and things that is done, right? So if you wanna do some stuff or assign some task to do to someone, so you guys can create a task and add the information that what kind of work has to be done and by whom and what is the deadline. You can add it, and if you want to attach something as in photo or video, something for references, you guys can do that. So here you can see a description, regular work, blog, poster, and all these things, promotional posters. And also people can also comments here as well. You guys can also do that, right? So there are a few features you guys can see here. Checklist is, you can create a checklist and then send it to people, and labels the task, and also assign to the particular person, and also add deadline. So this is a good tool to manage the whole work. And if it is done, you can just drag and drop to here, and it is done kind of thing. And similarly, if it is done, then you guys can actually, like people are doing it, then you can add it here, and if it is done, then you can add it here. So very easy to drag and drop, easy to use. So I recommend it. I 100% personally recommend Trello to use it. This Asana is similar, right? It is not like big differences, but pricing difference is there. So if we compare pricing, so I will suggest again the Trello is a little bit cheaper than the Asana, and for if you are buying the whole yearly package, right? So Trello is good option. Then
Any views
similarly,
on Slack, Viral? Anything on Slack as team management as well? A lot of people use Slack as
so
well.
So Slack is moreover, it is kind of an communication. Yeah, it is work management tool, but it is moreover communication happens there, right? So here you can, so here in Trello, you cannot like communicate, you cannot chat here. But if you want to chat, so people use both the things, Slack and Trello. So we also use Slack and Trello. So for communication purpose, task assignment and everything, we also do there in Slack where we communicate and on regular basis. All right. So obviously we do not encourage full use chatting application, right? So we use Slack for internal communication, and then also it is connected with actually Trello. So both are integrated, and both are two different things, by the way. Right? So Slack and Trello is best combination for work management, I think so. So you guys can try Slack and Trello, both. for ease down the whole headache of communication and work, project management and work management in your office. Then Airtable is also there. You guys can also use and try that. Then task and task manager. So it is similar, different UI, different gestures. Then Tasker, I like the Tasker as well. So a good UI, very easy to use it. So let me just quickly show you. So here there are other options as well that is not in Trello, right? So you guys can create task and everything assigned to someone, and then also you guys can have a different kind of discussion here as well, meetings as well. Weekly task assignments, take me notes and everything. See, you can see we can do create a kind of a general kind of memo kind of a thing, and we can do that here as well, and here specifically not in Trello, right? Then also you guys can assign the task and track the processes that people are working on or not and what they are done, and then also you guys can create a mind map. That is, I think, a good thing which is there in this task aid tool, right? And then obviously if you are having meetings, so usually I used to do this thing. I used to take meeting notes in Google Doc, right? And then we'll discuss it and take notes and everything. So instead of that, I think this is also a good option. Tasked where we do meetings and we come up with an agenda, discuss it, and then action points and then everything, right? So Taskit is a good option after Trello. So you guys can use this and try to use this thing. And also you guys can see here weekly tasks is also there, list of people whom you will assign and team notes and all. So basically this kind of an documentation can be done very easily here. Easy to use, good UI and everything. So again, I'll also recommend Taskit as well. Then my
Viral, I have a question on behalf of the startups, the founders as well. One, can we touch upon Notion or any of your views on Notion as a platform for team management work and your task list, etc.?
So I think I have kept Notion for other reasons. I have kept Notion in my list. So just let me check. I kept Notion or not. Organization. Yeah. So no, okay, that's a different Notion. So that's in graphics, but yeah, that's a different Notion. So yes, I think you guys can also try this. Notion is also a good tool, but for like my personal experience, I didn't had any good experience on Notion compared to Trello and Asana and then Taskade, right? So yes, you guys can try according to obviously your needs. Or different needs can be different, right? But yes, depends.
My personal opinion on Notion is that your task list or your work plan calendar can be very well descriptive, works very well where you're doing a lot of creative and detailed thing. But Trello is good when you want to do top line overviews and with multiple people. So that's what just for everyone's view, that's what
Yeah.
my experience is, and I'm just sharing it all out. Viral, one more question. How much time should one spend as a founder on these platforms? So, for example, how much time in a day before you start or by end of the day? Because it's very important how much you're actually planning and what you're doing. So, in your view, कितना time लोगों को spend करना चाहिए weekly या हर हर दिन जहां वो अपडेट करे अपने टास्क फिर उसको रिविजिट करे फिर उसको टास्क डन करे उसमें कितना टाइम चाहता है बिकॉज मैनेजमेंट एंड रिपोर्टिंग शुड नॉट बी अ मेजर पार्ट इट शुड बी easier a way to ease your work. So if you can throw some light on that.
Yeah. So I think now this has been common that most of the companies actually every morning around 9 or 10 a.m. they have team meeting, right? So they guys can use this combo, Trello and Taskit, and then during the whole meeting for let's say half an hour, they can assign tasks and then people discuss with the people that भाई आपको ये task मिला है, आपको ये करना है and all this thing, and it has been assigned here in Trello, right? So end of the day, before leaving the office, this guy, if it is an offline or online, they work from home or from the office, this guy will actually, create a notes, right? Footnotes के भाई हाँ आज इतना काम हुआ, it is done, and इतना बाकी and all this thing. So it is again, it will be very easy to understand, very easy to know to the person who is managing the whole team कि भाई आज के दिन में कितना काम हुआ है, right? So again, it won't more than take half an hour to check the progress of whole day, right? So half an hour in the morning, half an hour in the evening, that's good enough for understanding what we have done and accomplished in the whole day, right? आज कितना काम हो चुका है, कितना बाकी है, किसने किसने काम किया, किसने नहीं किया, and all this, right? And yes, there are other tools as well. I'll show you some of this. Yes, work automation tools are also there that can actually help help you out to automate the whole thing, right? So everything will be go on automate mode, or we can say pilot like this autopilot mode, right? So where you have to just assign once, and then it will be automatically. You can just see the insights later on कि भाई कितना काम है, कितना है, उसने काम कितना टाइम दिया है आज काम करने में, कितना काम बाकी है, क्या किया है, and all these things, right? So obviously it is kind of a reporting platform as well. People can also report this thing, and will get the insights in that from the manager perspective or the CEO perspective. So it can be really easily done. So this, Zyper is there, when a work is there, and there are some AI tools as well. You guys can try it. One.ai and Budin.ai. So let me just quickly show you this one.
Can we take a vote count on which is the one everybody would want to see? Can we just go back to that slide, Viral?
Yeah,
Keep
just
it quick. So what we'll do is we have a couple of more things to cover.
yeah.
We'll go through each of the slides and take a vote in the chat option. Which of the work automation platforms would you like us to cover quickly as an overview?
So I don't have kind of an account in every one of it. So I took one of it from the every
Okay.
slide I think. So it's very easy for to really
Okay.
go through, right? So Zapier again, it asks for your business email account, and that's why I didn't have an access to this account. But yeah, Zapier is also a good a tool automation tool. Uh, I have access to this. Let me just when I work in that. Barden, just give me a second. Program one.ai. No, giving me sorry, one, yeah. So here we can see one.ai. So it's like a magic wand, all right? So you have to just create a task and then make it an automation, right? So automatically जो भी काम होगा जैसे होगा, I'll get an details report. So there is, I have taken this one demo, which is already created here and the account. So here it is showing that कि भाई market leads कितनी थी, कितनी generate हुई, उसमें क्या हो सकता है, क्या नहीं हो सकता है, all this. Then financial churn and store sales prediction and all this thing. So also based off the last data, previous data, it also predict that आपने जो नया प्रोजेक्ट लेके आ रहे हो, नया कैंपेन रन कर रहे हो या क्या होने वाला है, will also try to help you to predict that as well. So it's a good. I have read about this one. Not particularly use it appropriately, but yes, मैंने देखा it's a good response, अच्छा है, and a lot of people are using it. Right, so you guys can also try this Wand.ai. It's an AI based tool for your work automation. So everything is like sorted out. So you guys can try Wand.ai as well, and it gives an like trial version for few days, and then again it's a paid thing. So आप trial version आपको idea आ जाएगा कि क्या हो रहा है, क्या नहीं हो रहा है. So then work automation, then let's talk about HR management. So बहुत सारे already CRM के अंदर ये सब आ ही चुका है. But still, if you wanna individually you wanna go for HR management, so again, Brew HR is a good website. Again, I have read about in a lot of blogs. So yeah, Brew HR. So it isn't like famous basically these days. So Brew HR is a very famous AI enabled HR system where you can manage everything: employee management, time management, payroll, performance, recruitment, onboarding, everything is there. So you guys can also look for, again, they have this uh, free version, premium version. You can try it for free for a few days, and then if you find appropriate, then you guys might pay for the services. And it integrates a lot of other services as well. So not to worry that by Google services attached karna hai, mails and all those things. So you guys can attach that whole thing here as well. Then communication, as we were discussing about Slack. So Slack is best for internal communication, but also you want like to have an outer communication as well. And for free, you want it for multiple people, like 1,000 people, let's say. Then Discord is best. So Discord is, I think, so it's free for a lot of compared to a lot of other services like Slack and other tool functions and all. So for communication purpose, you guys can obviously, for internal communication purpose, you guys can use Slack, Discord, then Troop Messenger, Microsoft Team, Mattermost, Rocket Chat, Riot IM, and Flock. So this Rocket Chat, Rocket IM, Flock are like actually an instant chatting application, instant messaging application if you want to use it. Mattermost, Microsoft Teams, so they are like common communication tools that you guys can use for meetings and everything. And also True Messages, again, it's both the things for desktop as well and for mobile phone as well. And Discord is very famous with the tech communities and tech people. So a lot of people use Discord if you want to have a community, right? If you have a lot of people who are interacting with you. Let's say even a lot of companies are using Discord as a support channel as well. So you guys also can try to use it. Discord is very easy to use and very easy to actually set it up. It's just you have to, let me check. I have a Discord. I
Any
know
of you
this.
in the participants have used any of the communication tools? Discord, Slack, and the ones Viral just mentioned.
So see here. Uh, so there are a lot of community I'm associated with, and
So, a lot of people are using Discord and Slack.
yeah.
Um,
So you can see here I'm lot of associated with a lot of communities. So they have, every community have their Discord channels. Even our own community have Discord channel. So we there are also channels that you can create, audio channels and video channels both, and you guys can also reach out to good amount of people, right? So there is no limit how many people can join in, but yeah. So if you have a community kind of an oriented program and projects, and then also support, right? If you want to set the support channel, I think Discord is the best platform for setting up the support channel for your products. So you guys can use Discord for your support channels or for community reach out. That is a good option.
we can move forward.
Yeah. Then if you want to manage social media platforms, so obviously these are very few are like Hotsuite is very famous, I think so, right? A lot of people know Hotsuite, right? So let me check Hotsuite. So Hotsuite is a very famous social media managing platform. It's very easy to use as well, and also Social Animal is also good. This is a lot of people use Social Animal. Sprout Social and Sendable is okay, and Litter is also good to manage. And again, this is not for we can say the whole managing the whole social media. This is just for we can say let's say if you wanna manage the post that you want to post in future, right? So let's say you wanna schedule the post, right? So later is a good option for that. And also Horseshoe and everyone, every other portals also have this feature, but I think later they have a better feature of this is specifically, I think, for scheduling the post content and all. So you guys can actually use later, which is as the name says later. So later we can share it kind of. Right. So hot shoot is most preferred one, right? I think so, and I think a lot of people might be using hot shoot, right? So you can also, if you're using hot shoot, please also try social animal. Just try once, right? So that is also a good social media platform. Most of the people already use it, so I'm just keeping this thing. Yes, if you wanna do an analytics, right? If you wanna analyze the behavior of people on social media, right? So you guys can use this. Also track the hashtags and track the or check the keywords, right, to add in your content and your posts and everything. So you guys can use Social Blade as a good tool. SME Rush, which is very again very common, famous these days. Instatrack, not just analytics, Feedly, Surfer and Edis. So Surfer and Edis are AI enabled tool that you guys can try to use it. The latest one, new one. And SME Rush, let me just show you.
Anyone's used not just analytics here on the group? Viral, your view of not just analytics, because this is something which even I am discovering. Like, so this is something which I was not aware of before. And what all softwares or platforms does it cover? If you can just, give us an overview.
Yeah. So this all this website mostly all this website actually focus on the hashtags and username. So it is very easy to track things that is happening around any particular account or any hashtag. It is they are just analyzing that particular account. So let's say let me give you a good example how to use these tools. Let's say if you are a content creator example, and let's say into cybersecurity. So there are a lot of people who might be sharing good amount of content in social media, and most of them are, let's say, having a good amount of followers. Let's say XYZ person is there having, let's say, 1 million followers on Instagram, right? And this person might be using some tricks basically to get the followers, right? And I don't know what the tricks are. So I would like to know and analyze the whole profile of that particular XYZ person. So I'll enter this username of this XYZ person and analyze the whole profile and see what kind of hashtag that they use, and then what kind of content they share and where and then share and all those things. Right. So after the getting and analyzing the whole profile, I'll understand that what is the tricks this person might be using it to get traction and to get more and more followers, right? So similarly, you guys can also find out the hashtags and all that might be trending and that you can use it in your content creation or post social media posts that you might be posting it, right? So there will be a small hack that you guys can use it to gather more and more new customers or new potential customers or followers on your social media channels. So I think this is the best case study, I think so, for this kind of tools. So a lot of companies obviously use these tools for SEO, content marketing, market research, advertising, social media, content sharing, and agencies, right? So you guys can use and try SME Rush or you know the Social Blade, or not just Analytics. You can just try once. Then a lot of people have seen that sales, when we create a sales and when we generate revenues, so managing the sales is also a headache, right? And so we have to when after even keeping the people to manage the sales, it is also kind of a headache, because also we have to create, and now in older days we used to do take notes of and diaries and all, right? So and khata, but now everything's become automated and a lot of things are having tools and all, right? So you guys can use this active campaign also, like to create a sales, basically to generate the sales. You guys can use these tools, GrowBots, Chorus, and active campaigns. So you are not just interacting with customer, also trying to come into revenues and come into sales, right? So for that particular purpose, so it is very easy to manage sales automation and sales automation tools to manage the whole campaigns and see the impact, kind of impact that you are creating on the market. So these are a few tools that you guys might try. And also there are, again there are a lot of websites that has helped you to check the heat map or track the user activities over the internet. So there are a few websites like Hotjar, Crazy Ag, Heat Map, Matmo, Clicktail, Hum Commerce for specifically for people who are into e-commerce business, MixRank, Lucky Orange, and Session Camp. So Session Camp is a good tool. Crazy is also a good tool, and Heatmap is for again it's a good tool to check kind of people who are using over the people on internet and what kind of things that they are doing, and what is in the trend again in locally. All right, so using this website, you guys can come to know latest trends and things that is around happening all over the internet in the specific region, right? So that is also a good tool, list of tools. Then if you want to generate the leads and manage the leads very easily, so these are the few websites, the tools basically that you guys can try. So Haptic is a good tool, Rocket Reach, Upload.io, user.com, and WebEngage. And also there is a latest AI-enabled tool that is Tammer. So let me just quickly show user.com. It is logged in. So fine. So user.com is very helpful for uh, lead generation. So here you can see things that is happening if you're sending emails or they're using your application, you guys can track it down. And the things, what kind of website there people are using, and integration. You can also integrate a lot of other uh, tools, everything with your this website, right? So you guys can collect data and everything, and track that what are the users doing actually. Let's say you are using your application or services or emails that you have sent, right? So everything can be tracked very easily. And haptic have similar kind of an working. Let me just show you haptic and sorry.
Viral, someone has a question. What is the heat map used for?
Let me show you. So as I was saying that .com. So let's say you have a, XYZ product, let's say, and you would like to know that how people are actually using this tools or this product, and what's their we can say experience, or what their behavior towards that particular this product, right? So using internet, the whole internet, using this we can say social media and all, right? So we guys can actually narrow it down that how people are behaving towards that particular product, and what kind of experience that they are having and sharing basically. So this is one website, but again it's a different mechanism, working mechanism. As I was saying, it was something else. So here in this Hotjar, if you, let's say if you are sharing emails to someone, so again, what kind of behavior people having on, let's say, this email, or similarly on website, let's say you have xyzwebsite.com website there, right? So now how people are behaving, where they're clicking, and what kind of, again, behavior of this particular person on your website. So you guys can actually see, you can see the heat map here, right, where they are interacting most, right? Here, or here, where, right? So this is a different website, different agenda. I was talking about something else, but yes, this is also there.
What is the best platform to track website behavior? What analytics would be great to check website
You
behavior,
can,
like where are things coming from?
yeah, you can start with if you do not want the whole package, like everything, right? Start with just basic website behavior, or we can say tracking that is happening on the website. So you can start with Google Analytics. You guys can start, and then later on this Hotjar you guys can try. Then also ClickTail is also a good tool. Uh, Haptech is there, and then this is something else. Sorry, TMR. Yeah. Um, so Haptech is an application where, let's say, you can associate this tools with your website and everywhere, and then you guys directly connect with your customers, and get directly make or try to do sales directly, right? With interacting with them over multiple social media outlets and all. A lot of companies are also using it, so you guys also once try once. All right. And
Interesting.
even Geo recently launched, you might be, yeah. So yeah, as I was saying, Geo. So also Geo recently launched this project where, and WhatsApp, you have to just order products, and they'll deliver to you at your home, right? So you don't have to go to the nearest Reliance mall and all.
Viral, if you could go back to the presentation and kind of, I want to
Yeah,
summarize for, since we've got 5 minutes from now, I want to just
yeah.
summarize with uh, the participants. So, one, I hope we've covered everything in terms of the overall tool.
Yes, yes. Few of them are left, but yeah, that's okay. I'll share the
Uh,
presentations. Yeah.
Yes. So, in the time due time, I'd like to cover a lot of things. So we've just had a very brief overview for most of the participants here. This is almost like a touch and go. A lot of the intent of doing this was discoverability, so that there could be certain platforms which are you're already using. There would be certain platforms you were not aware of. So it's always good to kind of explore. What we'll do by the end of the session, and we'll mail this to each one of you, is one, the presentation, so that you have it for reference, which are the names which were shared, the platform discussions. What we'll also further do, and Viral, we'll request your help in terms of what are the recommendations for example, a small business, someone starting, and someone at a medium or growth stage. So, because these tools also vary according to what stage of business you're at and how much you're
Yeah.
using. So, if we can just give, for example, three colors, and we'll design that mutually as well, and send this across to the team, so that each one of you can benefit from it. And we'd love to know your feedback in terms of what has been really useful for you, what are the growth hacks you're looking forward, and guys, also follow Viral for all the updates you're trying to get. So he posts very often in terms of, or shares his opinion in terms of what is happening in the industry, what new tools are coming in, and you can get in touch with him here. Beyond that, for everyone who is not following us on social media already, please get in touch with us. Follow us at theiampunjab.org. Email us at info@iampunjab.org.